Today is October 23rd, 2015. It is approximately 4:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is Clueless 8, Frank. I'm the founder and the professional trader of the Clueless 8 trading service. Full disclosure: this is purely for uh, financial information and education, and not for any solicitation or advice. Very clear about that. So let me just kick off here and walk everyone through a couple of extremely important, I would say, directives in how you need to benefit the most from my work. What happens in my type of service, which is really not geared towards, not really geared towards very new people, but there's a lot of, there's obviously a lot of information and a lot of things that are being delivered, very precise stuff. In some cases, it can be a little bit overwhelming because you have to actually do a little bit of work on your end in order to track, monitor the information that's been produced and delivered via the Twitter real-time feed, such as this, as we all know, and also at the same time keep an eye on the charts and things like that. In due time, though, it doesn't take that long. It all falls into place. So first and foremost, being new members, let me just point out one very important thing here. When it comes to a subscription service, I am not a timing service. If you're looking for somebody to get you $1 here and $1 there and 50 cents here and 50 cents there by, scalping and day trading every 5 minutes, you're not going to get that here. My job, in my opinion, the mission statement of my service is to provide a really comprehensive, real tactical, strategic type of trading, whether it be swing. In some cases, they're day trades because, it's a volatile in the market. So why shouldn't I take a 40, 50, 60% type of return intraday? If somebody is not, then they're being stupid. But at the same time, the focus is not to basically inundate members and subscribers with hundreds of different trades and then just say, see you later. The goal is to basically be a swing trading service, and a swing trading service where but at the same time, keeping a very close eye on the markets as I do, and try to transmit to my members and free trial subscribers as to what they need to do in order to manage the trade. The biggest component of the Clueless 8 trading service, and please listen to this carefully, is I help put together some really powerful strategic trades out there, whether they be on the indices like the S&P 500, or whether they be in stocks like LinkedIn and Amazon and Google and all these, all these other type of stocks. But help you guys manage that trade. And the only way you can do that, so you don't get swiped around every single time there's a 100-point sell program hitting the market. And that truly is my branding. I've helped people make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and maybe some people a lot more, because I've helped them manage their trade. Now, managing trade is both a technical, there's a technical aspect to it, and there is a mental aspect to it. I cannot perform brain surgery on subscribers and members. I can only guide, I can only motivate, I can also be very direct, which I am, in how they should think about things. I cannot change somebody's mindset. But I do believe that since I started my service back in April 15th, to be exact, tax day, 2014, I have managed to alleviate a lot of mental angst and stupidity that traders and investors do because they don't understand the market. So brings me to my next point. Understanding what's behind you, or having a basic understanding of what the roadmap is. In other words, behind this dark abyss, okay, is the stock market. And in between it are these great companies. Athena Health for today, for example, a 35%. This is a long-term hold in the books, and we have traded this a few times from way back. This is not something I played around yesterday, but I recommended it today because after what happened today, it's going to go higher. Any which way, I mean, I still own it from way back, and that's why this chart was drawn months ago. So anyway, the point is that background is what I emphasize quite a bit in the form of making people understand the dynamics, the technicals, and a bit of the fundamental macroeconomic theory as to why the markets do what they do. That's why a lot of my video casts, which some of you might have already explored, through my end of the day reports, through my midday updates like I did yesterday, which was probably should go in the history books, honestly. Because that I only did that because I found so many confused members who have been with me for a while, just not understanding like what's going on. Why is this market going higher? Because right now that's exactly the confusion of why is the market going higher. And CNBC gives you a bag full of garbage news. They're depressed. They all think it's a death cross. The market's going into the abyss. We're going into a bear market. You heard that a couple of weeks ago. And now they're getting, oh, this market's going to go higher. All kinds of good stuff, right? So idiotic. The reason why you're listening to me rant for and I'll keep this brief, is because I believe that through my own experiences, after almost 15 years, 14 plus years on Wall Street, working for a hedge fund for about a year, being a professional trader for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've traded for a long time, by the way, since the late 1990s, and truly a student, a passionate student of the global financial forum, where I can explain things, very difficult concepts, in a very simple manner so all of you can understand that, I think is invaluable service. The other fact that I want to emphasize on is the fact that I interact daily with every single member and free trial subscriber. Now, I'm not a robot. I try to be as engaged as possible, and I intend to be as engaged as possible. I do not employ a bunch of secondary subordinates to give you rehashed information. This is coming directly from a professional trader like myself who trades his own book, and that's my real income. This is fantastic. Having a membership service growing very nicely. We'll probably have 1,000 plus people within the next year or so, for all I know. And we have been consistently growing. So the point is that this engagement, daily engagement, is also extremely beneficial because I tend to dissect a lot of the noise and the smoke and just say things the way I'm seeing it. Now, I'm not always right. I'm not some kind of I don't have a crystal ball transplanted in my brain. But I do know one thing, that after years of really getting into this and watching patterns, understanding the dynamics of why these things happen, to me, what happened today is really not that surprising. The speed and the ferocity is, but then I also explained that the speed and the ferocity and the velocity of the drop back in 2000, not 2000, what am I saying? Back in August, this one was exactly the same. And my exact quotations were at that time, my own saying was, the faster and uglier it gets, the better off we are. And that is exactly the case. So currently, and I want to get into this right now, we are basically in a massive dragon bullish formation through its little zigzags, which freak everybody out. The Walmart sell-off, the biotech sell-off right there, and then this. So where are we going? Well, we are most probably going to complete this pattern right here at around 211. Hard to believe, but it's going to happen. In between, is it possible? Bear with me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. We have a lot of beautiful animals in the house. not to include myself. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, yes, that's exactly what we're going to do. Does that not mean that we can have a detour and go to the bottom of the gap, possibly the second gap, and freak everybody out again? Like, oh my God, this is the end of the world, and then do this? Absolutely. However, the chances of a massive drop right now seems to be negated. Now, I don't want to get into this too much in detail because it'll take a good solid hour and a half. And you know what? Even people who have no idea about technical analysis will be amazed at their own, what should I say, capacity to understand what I explain. So, on that note, I'll plug in my advanced group sessions, which I do every weekend, Saturday mornings, Sunday evenings. Right now, I'm keeping it to Sunday evenings, and and um, and those are absolutely precious. There's been a whole bunch of members who have signed on to them. They've all improved their trading expertise, no question about it. Read the testimonials; they're right there to see. I ask people to simply politely ask them, if you feel like giving me a feedback, good, bad, or ugly, just put it there. I don't spend thousands of dollars marketing myself out there on every single website and things like that. I want to keep my service exclusive for people who are serious about what, and look at things in a quite different way than what the media and the general consensus is out there. So, some of them who haven't, they keep on suffering, and it's a fact. Now, I'm not saying because you don't take my group coaching sessions, and it's a very small fee involved in it. It's a joke. It's about 45 or $40 a session, and it goes on for an hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours. So, like I like to say, honestly, I get paid less than my dog walker does at times. Forget about, I don't have babies. I have a 17-year-old son. It's not a baby anymore, so I'm a babysitter. But that's just the way it works. So do interest yourself in the idea of joining them, because they will help you tremendously understanding the message I'm trying to transmit through my charts. Now, coming to my charts here, there's a lot of things going on here. To me, it's talking to me, so I'm acting on it. Doesn't mean I'm going to be right every 15 minutes, but am I going to be right on the overall directional bias and where I land up? I don't get those humongous type of returns, percentage returns on fast moving weekly calls, sometimes monthly calls, just because I'm just dreaming up these things. It's because I have, in my own way, developed and perfected, almost in some cases. I don't like the word perfection. No, nothing is perfect. But really utilize a system which maximizes the returns on my money. So that's why it's so very important that you guys partake and be involved in these sessions. Now, so the Twitter feed is the conduit. Now, I realize that the Twitter feed does not have a section, and I don't have the ability right now, but I'm looking into it just to have all the trades in place, which brings me to a very important question that goes on to a lot of new members who sometimes get annoyed, sometimes feel frustrated, sometimes are very happy. That, well, can you tell me exactly when you buy and sell? The answer is no. I will tell you overall when I'm buying. My job is to help you, not to hurt you. We're on the same boat. So yes, I will go ahead and put through the Twitter thing saying, hey, I'm buying. Find one, for example. Okay, Twitter. I mean, I play this all the time, but here, a gap. Here's you read the thing: Twitter traders roadmap, swing price target, which is a gap fill. It'll know all this stuff once you sit into the sessions, what all these terms mean. Gap fill. Here's the number: 3282, 3442. Add common plus weekly October 5th, which is next week's calls. So yes, I will. Am I going to guide you every single time in and out of each one of these things? Nope. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you manage your own trade. If we are up 40, 50%, or we are down 20, 30%, because I have a very powerful strategy of dollar cost averaging down as long as the trend is in the right direction. Case in point, Netflix. This stock is in a classic double bottom, semi-dragon bullish pattern with some wide channels up here that at least minimum it's gonna touch the lower, retest the lower channel. It might fail there and go and retest this downtrend line again down at 95 for all I know. But at this point, for the last couple of days, this is a stock that didn't work out yesterday. Didn't matter. I'm not looking for a one-day thing. On a swing basis, I am looking at 107, 108. Calls are up 3, 4, 5, 6, 700%. Not the first time. It's happened a lot. I was one of the few people who buys Netflix down here when the world is, oh, it's over, you know. So look, I can't take credit for everything. All I'm simply saying, ladies and gentlemen, especially you new people, and by the way, there's a fourth person in the room. Can you identify yourself, please? There's an HTML5 viewer user. Can you identify yourself, please? Don't be shy. If you don't have a microphone, type in, please. Okay, I'm just going to type in. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, if you cannot identify yourself, I unfortunately have to terminate you from the room. Can you hear me? Okay, person is out. Okay, fair enough. Everyone else is here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. So, so in order to understand this chart, which is worth a lot of money, my charts are worth a lot of money. Trust me when I tell you. They're worth to me, and believe me when I tell you, I've been working in the professional environment for many years, that tactical strategists who draw these things and they work as consistently as my stuff does, they get paid, huge sums. But that's not the issue here. So the bottom line is, so tracking the these, let's say for example, these are options charts. You can't get any easier than this. I try to make it as simple as possible. I basically said, look, this is what we put together yesterday. This was put yesterday. Buy this thing around $8. This is where it's going to go. I didn't draw this today. This was drawn yesterday. This is the trade alert that was put yesterday at 2:46 p.m. This is where it landed up. I put it out there at somewhere around here, 9 or so, 20. Okay. Now this is not the first time this has happened. This has happened a lot. In a trending market, it happens a lot. Look at these lottos. People who don't want to spend too much money say, hey, I want to test the waters out. Well, testing the waters out doesn't mean sitting on the sidelines and doodling on a piece of paper. Testing the waters out means you say, okay, I'm going to play with this, and I'm like really going low denominator, $100. Fine. These were literally $1. They were up 93%. In fact, at the end of the day, holy cow, I'm sorry, they were up 1,200%. So could you risk $100 to make 1,200 without playing the slot machines? Exactly. That's what we do here, and that's why they're called lottos. Lottos are things that you basically leave out there, and if they go down, they go down. It's not going to kill you if you lose $100. That's risk capital. Risk capital is actually thousands of dollars. $100 is just like, it's a joke. I don't mean it in a bad way, but basically what I'm saying is, it's like, okay, it's not going to hurt you, period. All right, without going any further. So let me get straight to the point here. Bear with me. I'm going to walk you now through the website, what you need to do. So you have the Twitter feed. You're okay with that. You got to understand it. A lot of the charts you want to understand, they're done in different platforms, but believe me, That's the reason why you have to take the group coaching sessions. I do video casts, I walk people through my stuff, but if you really want to know and unlock the power of these charts, then you will have to know all the terms which make a difference. Remember, I never set the service up to be an educational service. I started the coaching sessions purely out of my own private time. Okay, and they take a long. Believe me, I half kid around, but my wife's like, "Why do you spend so much time on this thing? You charge them for an hour, it's a joke, and then you go on for like 2 hours." I'm like, because it makes my life easier. It does, because the more you guys understand, um, then then it'll be easier for me. So that's all there. All right. In between that are some breaking news, a couple of very important inflection things here. I put out there, and so it's there. So that's one. Number two is the trading website. So let me drag that in here. So here is the trading website. This is where the chat rooms are, right? And this is where you need to go, members area. Well, actually, you need to basically, if you want to know a little bit about me without divulging my phantom self, I'm a robot actually. Okay, so you hit bio and you can read up a little bit about, I actually wrote this a long time ago, back in April of last year. A little bit about, where this whole thing, how this whole thing started. Then you can read the testimonials, read what other people are saying. It's important to know what other people are saying. I put a lot of comments in here, then read the next testimonial, then you just scroll down, there's tons of testimonials in there. So read up and what their experiences have been. Then you go to the members area, members content. Okay, let's say members area. So this is important. This is a registration for your thing, advanced coaching sessions. You can click on this. Now here are two samples. One is an advanced coaching session, one is a for beginning traders, and one for advanced traders. Okay, and I did this for real people, so I put it out there for other people to listen. You can click on this, takes me to my YouTube channel, which I'll show you in a second, where all the video casts are uploaded, and you can listen to it. Once you listen to it, highly recommended you click and register, buy one of those 5 group pack groups, which you get a 10% discount. Like I said, it comes to about $40, and in my opinion, fundamentally change the way you look at the markets and technicals and all that stuff. That's just my opinion. Then on this page, you look on the right-hand side, it says end of the day reports. The end of the day reports sometimes are lengthy, sometimes are very concise, but all of them pretty much come with a video cast or something that is portraying a very important message to my members and free trial subscribers. So you click on that, you go in there, you listen to it, you read some of the material that's there, and it's good. The rest of the stuff, if you want to find charts, this is important. You click on charts. Let's say when you want to find older charts, right? And then what you do is you click on, this is 2015, so this is October. So you click on this, and right there in the search box, you can type in the symbol. Anytime you click on a chart, it gives you the picture of what was spoken that day, and you can look at it. E-minis, futures, very important for trading, for anybody who's looking to maximize their profits. I'm not a futures trader, but I'm just saying as a proxy for understanding what the market's doing. Talk about precision. I called it here, it actually went there, give or take, and then it bounced. And now we're well beyond that. We are at 2075. We're 100 points above this. And at that time, that was the sell point, 1950. So that's your charts. Very important, okay? You can basically go there, click on charts, and the long-term portfolio is in the process of getting fully updated, and that's only available to people who are platinum subscribers. That's the $80 a month. Frequently asked questions basically gives you an idea of some of the questions asked. I need to update that more. This is important. Glossary of frequently used terms. I updated a little bit last week, and I'm going to do it again this week. Every week I do it. What are these terms that I use? Algo, HFT, algo is algorithmic for high frequency trading, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. PGT, predictive game theory, power reversal, what it means, MYOT, manage your own trades. That means, can't walk you in and out of every single thing. So that type of stuff. So those are the important ones you got to watch. And then, of course, you have your webinars. The webinars, some of them are there, but I'm going to show you now where you can find most of the free stuff that's out there. Trade alerts, you can ignore it. Real-time Twitter feed is what I just showed you. And then we have some interesting articles and stuff. Those are secondary stuff. Upgrading your membership, all that stuff is there. And then we have a small thing here from TradingView, which I use as a platform myself, which is fantastic. And you can basically click on it and you can play around with it too. Okay, so far, is it making sense?
Yes.
Okay, and good. Now you go by Tracy, right?
No, this is Remy. I use a different username for Twitter account in StockWits.
Yes. What's your I'm sorry, I have you here.
Remy
So Tracy 10154 is whom?
is my
Okay.
Twitter.
Okay, so your real name is Remy, right?
Yes, and last name Kang.
Yes, I see that. I see it's a New York number.
Yes, that's right.
So you're in New York?
Yes, I'm in New York.
So you're right across from me. I'm on the waterfront on Jersey City. Yeah.
So I use 10154 as my office zip code for my Twitter account.
Okay. I had no problem, Remy. No problem, Remy. So let me just yes, and that was accepted, your Twitter account. So now I'm going to show you the other very important thing here, which is my YouTube account. Very important. Okay. So on the YouTube account, so on the YouTube account, if you go and subscribe to the Clueless 8 YouTube account, please do that. So you get notified every time a free video is posted out there. These are very serious videos. If you listen to the one, this is from yesterday afternoon. Venkat, is that you? So I'm sorry, there's somebody else entered. So this one, if you listen to it, this projected exactly what was going to happen today. Now, somebody who is not that well versed in technical analysis, they might think, but I made it very clear what was going to happen today. And this was done yesterday afternoon, 1 day ago. And so highly recommended that you subscribe to the Clueless 8 YouTube channel. Okay, and of course every video that's webinar that's in the end of the day report and some free webinars that I put out there, everything is here. The links are always there. Some of them are private. You can get in there because those are, remember, these coaching sessions are available for people who paid for it. So the advanced coaching session, I have a sample like I showed you on the website. You might want to listen to it. And but generally speaking, right there, you can click on it. But generally speaking, when people are paying for their coaching sessions, I don't always make it free. However, I did make it free this week. If you notice, this particular one, it's 2 hours long. 2 hours long. This one, I believe. Yep, this is the one. And technical and fundamental analysis. And believe me, these are very different than what you're used to listening other places. So that's it. So you have the Twitter conduit for the trade alerts. You have, you have right there, you have the member chat rooms to chat with people, converse directly, get some opinions here and there. Remember, the basic questions of like, oh, why is this going up and down? We will answer, but in the middle of a busy trading day, we might not always have the time. Somebody will answer. But what I highly recommend is that if you educate yourself a little bit more, then it makes it a lot easier to understand what's going on in the background. So that's basically it. And we are introducing a lot of new features, including a live trading room. But that, I think, should be really for people who are actively trading, because then you will be able to see some of my real-time charts like this. Just one example. And I can pinpoint why I'm buying here, how the turn is coming, and this move alone was worth a couple of $1,000 depending on how much you traded. or a couple of $100 depending on how much you traded. So this type of stuff I can show in real time and say, hey, this is where I'm seeing the Darvas block. This is called the Darvas box. Inflection. So you can get in there and you can basically buy some calls on the spies and go from there. So that's basically it. I'm open to a question or two before I wrap up. Highly suggest that you listen to those webinars, the free ones, and then sign up for the group sessions. Of course, become a member. And like I said, the last thing I'll tell you, I don't need to explain to people what my track record is. Not because I'm some sort of genius, but the reason I don't put a big time track record out there because the numbers speak for themselves. The members speak for themselves. My testimonials from my members is my track record. Look at today, how many people made how much money. Not just today, all week. But some days they weren't feeling good. And I was saying, you know what? You got to buy these lows because I think this market by the end of October will wallet jam higher. And of course, I said it in much more technical terms. The ones who listened made out huge today. So that's what I'm getting at. So any question or two I'll answer before I wrap up in about 5 minutes. Oh, somebody just wrote a little comment about, to new members, get on the coaching sessions. You can lose with Clue. Okay, well, yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. So, Remik, you have a question?
Yes, I just timed the question in. As I say, I'm very new to option, and I would like to read.
I'm sorry. What was your question? Let me do this. 1 second. Let me just change the headset. Hold on. I mean, not headset. You are coming through my speakers, so yeah, go ahead. What was the question?
I'm going to type it in again here.
Oh, you're typing it in?
Yes, because you couldn't hear me.
No, I can hear you now. So why didn't you ask me?
Oh,
I can hear you clearly.
I just type in. I ask you if you can recommend me any of the books that I can read for an option trading.
Yeah, I certainly can. In fact, one of the best. I will. What I'll do is I have your email. I will go ahead and send you. I personally haven't read a book on options in God knows how many years. Okay, I am not a full. I mean, like I said, there are people who do lots of different strategies in options. Okay, I like to keep it simple. But on YouTube alone, there are some great videos on options trading. Okay. And you might want to click on that, and I will look for some good ones which you will be able to do that. If you do want to learn on a one-to-one basis on basic option trading, okay, then I will go ahead and speak to some of 2 or 3 of my best option traders in our group, and they will be happy to work with you on that. Okay.
That would be great.
Yeah, because one-to-one working is much better than reading books. I'll tell you that.
Oh, great.
Yep, I'm telling you, big time. And what I suggest you do is that if you feel like sign up as a gold or platinum member, and then I'll go ahead and connect you with 1 or 2 of these professional options traders, and they are really good. Who work, who've been with us for a long time, well, since we started, and have known me for a long time, and they'd be happy to basically work with you and give you a half an hour, 1 hour for free to do that. Okay, to walk you through all the details. Fair enough?
Oh, that's good. I'm going to sign up for the.
Yeah, sign up for the what you should do is you should sign up for the platinum. You can always downgrade if you want. Remember one thing, and I want to be very clear about this with the few people who are here today, and I've said this to other people too. I purposely keep my monthly rates down because I don't want the service to become my primary source of income. There are many services out there, but all they do is a subscription service. They're not real traders, So to me, people have said, why don't you raise your rates? Why don't you do this? Because, I mean, the material coming out is extremely powerful. The trades and all these charts and the webinars and the video cast. So I said, maybe at some point down the road. So purposely, we keep our rates down. So what you should do is you should sign up for the platinum service because it offers a lot of other stuff. and other new services that are coming will be available only to platinum members. And then I will connect you with one of these people, one of these traders that we have, and we will work out a time next week where they can work with you one-to-one through this particular format that we're doing. I'll be there too, and then he will explain to you all the different strategies on the option side. Okay, so you can start to do little bits at a time. You have done some options trading at all?
No.
Okay, all right.
At school, I learned about this, but never done any single options
Yeah,
buying.
options. Listen, options are no different than, honestly speaking, they're more aggressive, they're cheaper, they move faster. You can make you can make 6, 7, 800%. You can also lose that money if you're not careful, right? But the point is, if you manage it right, you don't need to lose that money. And if you do lose that, then obviously it'll be the small amounts that you can risk, the sort of lost capital. So
Yeah.
option in this type of market, which is very volatile, which we know, options are, in my opinion, generate so much income for us, primarily because we don't have to get tied in with a large sum of money stuck in one stock. So I do both options and stock, as you know. But if it's a $500 stock, how much stock can I buy? I'm not going to put 1,000 shares at $500,000 and hold it for 10 days. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I want to maximize the capital that I have. That's why options are so important. You can also use options to protect yourself on the downside, which is very important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a hedge. That's why we call them hedges.
Right.
So
I need to read
yeah,
a book before I can join 101 group section with one of your member because I think I need to have some kind of basic understanding.
basic understanding. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
like I
So you
said,
can send
um,
me a recommendation of the book or YouTube via
book,
my email.
book, book. I have no recommendation because I don't know. I can't even remember what book I read on options trading. But if you do this, for example, let's say we go to YouTube, right? And if you go to YouTube and uh, and you type in options trading, right?
Mhm.
Basic. You can see this.
Yeah.
So what I suggest, just like I said, all the basics are always the same. So this is you can start off
Um,
with this, and the other place where you can go, now I remember, is the Chicago Board of Options Exchange official site, and bingo, you can go to
oh,
trading and resources education. This is the site you should really go to, okay? And you can basically have everything there. This is the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, and everything is there. So you can tweak around and see which one makes some sense to you. In the meantime, I will try to find, like I said, there's no one person who's going to take it. Once you get used to this a little bit, then go ahead and connect. And like I said, I'll get you that 1 hour with that person to get involved in it. Fair enough?
yeah, great.
Yeah, so this would be a fantastic clean site to go. And then of course you have the YouTube ones. Look for the ones with the maximum hits. Obviously that person is obviously teaching something
Mhm.
right. You know what I'm saying? Even nowadays I sometimes go and look at some, more complex option strategies to get idea. But the reason I don't do complex option strategy, to be honest with you, or with everyone out there, I've said it, is because I already get the results. I don't need to do that complex strategy to arrive at that result. But it is good to know that because then you can protect yourself on the downside when you are newer to the trading business. You get it?
Yes.
Exactly. Now, where did you go to school?
It's in Singapore, Nanyang Technological University.
So
Have you heard about it?
I've been to Singapore. Yes. So you were in IT here.
No,
So
I'm in finance.
you're in finance. Okay, great, great. So you learn more about the real story of finance being on my service than you'll ever know from are you on Wall Street at all or no?
I work for a small equity fund.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. So sounds good. So I'm going to sign off. And Sudhir, do you have any question?
Oh, it's great. This is really great.
Okay. Venkat, do you have a question? I'm just asking the other people. Perfect. So the last thing I'll tell you, especially because you're the newest, is I come from a whole financial background, right? I work for. I started off as an analyst. I worked on the wealth management side. Uh, I always loved trading. You can read up on that stuff a little bit on my website. And now and over the last couple of years, professional trading. So the point is that that's what gives me the insight into the reality of what really goes on. That's the difference between my service and the rest of them out there, most of them, who just show you the technicals. Technicals alone will never make you the real money. You have to understand the background, the both emotional and the behavioral aspect of the markets, why they do what they do, and that's when you really fully understand the picture. It takes a little while, but it's worth it to really. And once the story starts connecting, you're just like, wow, this is really amazing. And that's exactly why so many people are coming in and joining in what I try to teach. All right.
Very great. Thank
Okay.
you so much, Frank.
No problems. I look forward to you to joining us, and then after you do a little bit of your homework on the option side, next week I'll set it up. He's asking when is I'm also starting a live trading thing, so he's asking when is the live trading going live. I'm going to do some beta testing next week. I'm going to pick a few people to give me some feedback. So I would say that I'd like to set it out for November. So you might be one of the beta testers, Zamogad. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm definitely going to be working on that. The live trading stuff is going to be intense. So I just want to make sure that I do it right, so it doesn't take away all my time from my own trading. And of course, oh, by the way, don't forget, make sure you listen to my Periscope broadcast. Did you get a chance to do that,
No,
Remik?
no, I haven't. I was about to ask you the question. How I'm going to get into your Periscope?
It's on the Twitter feed.
Oh, okay. Then I
Now,
have to explore the
yeah,
Twitter
so all
feed.
you do
I'm
is you
very
better
new to
listen
that
to you better
platform.
listen to it because Twitter
Mhm.
Twitter deletes it after 48 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
All
didn't
right.
know that. And basically Twitter. So you just go on my thing. Those
Mhm.
Periscope broadcasts are very important. I think I did one or two today. And basically Twitter, I noticed that after 2 or 3 days, it disappears from the Twitter feed. I mean, not from the Twitter feed, but it says content not available or something. So I guess Twitter doesn't store it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
make sure that you listen to the ones that I did between today and yesterday. And I do it during the day, so it's very critical that you understand it. All right?
great.
Okay. All right, I'm signing off. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to having you sign up. Bye bye.
Have a good night, Frank.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.